I know what I have to do now.
My son is innocent!
They tried to count me out.
You think you'll get another shot at the NFL?
Trust me, we got a plan.
It's not over.
I am innocent, and the truth matters. I know the system doesn't care about me.
But you didn't deserve what happened to you.
Brian's gonna run out of time.
It's not over.
I'll tell you what's extraordinary. I am.
What's going on, everybody? I am here to do a review for the movie Brian Banks, and man, let me tell you, this movie had me literally in a ball of emotions. And the thing is, I think I knew I was going to go into this movie feeling this way because I knew the story, and I'm almost getting choked up right now just like talking about it. And I just walked out of the theater. But basically, this movie is about the true story about what happened with Brian Banks, who was a football player at a Long Beach high school, and one day when he was about to engage in a sexual act with another girl at the school, she basically lied and said that she was raped, and he basically had all of his dreams pretty much tarnished. And he, at the time, it was back in 2002 when he was only 16 years old, and he got sent to prison for, I believe it was 8 years. So, you know, he pretty much lost the rest of his youth and a good portion of his 20s. So basically in the movie, he's going through a journey of trying to free himself and get his innocence and get exonerated. And when I think of something like this, it reminds me of When They See Us, but instead of with 5 teenage black boys in New York, is dealing with one black teenage boy in Long Beach, California. Brian Banks was played by Aldis Hodge. He was a very good actor. Like, if this movie got more of a push, I think it would be an Oscar contender because his performance in that role was very good. I liked him when he was in Underground, when he played Noah in Underground. For those of you who never watched the show, it was a very good series on what used to be called WGN before it got bought out by Sinclair, and then it pretty much went away. And us and the people who watched it and myself kind of knew that was going to end up happening. Sherry Shepherd played his mother, and I may have some issues with Sherry Shepherd, but I can't knock the fact that on certain roles that she takes, she plays very well whenever she plays a motherly role, and she played that role very well. Like, almost it was one scene in particular that she had where Brian wanted to go on a date with this young lady that he liked, but he knew he couldn't afford it because she was in the art show, and it was at an art museum, and he had to pay for tickets to go to the art museum. And he said, you know, I can't take that money right now because we're tight and you need to pay the car note. She says, the car note can wait, but your happiness can't. I'm not even gonna lie. When she said that line, the woman next to me damn near burst out into tears. I'm telling you, I can just sit here and say that this movie literally is going to make you feel some type of way on a multitude of levels. Because here you have this black man that's literally fighting for his innocence. He's fighting to be exonerated, where he knows the system is not working for him. And then he literally felt like he was alone doing all of this. And I'm glad the story is finally being told, because his story did not get as much traction as it should have. It really didn't blow up until the point where he was getting exonerated, and he caused it to happen. Because what happened is, when he was in high school playing football, he was given a card by a reporter, and they said, just call anytime you need an interview. And it's a good thing that he kept that card on him, because when time came for him to use it, it worked to his benefit because it got the media involved. Now, he, like, the thing that, like, really, you know, kills me about this whole thing, and it is basically piggybacking off of the review that I did for This Is Us, is him trying to find a job. It is hard for a person who would be considered an ex-con or ex-juvenile to get employment, because all they'll look and see on your resume, you can be qualified to have all the requirements and you can have everything lined up, but the point where they get to the question, have you been convicted of a felony, and they check yes, they just overlook it and just kind of toss you to the pile. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's no employment, like, you can't get anything. It's pretty much done. I think the major thing that pisses me off about the whole thing is the fact that and see, I'm getting teary-eyed right now just doing this review. That's how much this movie hit me. I think the thing that gets me about this is the fact that this was a black female that did this to him. I know on my channel a lot we say that white women usually are the ones that's, you know, the cause of doing something like this, but don't underestimate what some of our own will do to our own because they don't get their way. So basically what happened was, that led up to it, is consensually her and Brian had went to the stairwell to go, you know, make out, because that was like a point where they were supposed to be making out. Because he was afraid of getting caught and her getting caught, he ended up leaving right in the middle of them getting ready to do it. So he never even penetrated this girl. So she made up a lie that she got raped. She started passing this note to her friend in class saying that Brian raped me, and that wasn't even the case. She was upset because she didn't get her way. That's basically what it was. And you know, that's the story of a lot of these women out here who lie about being raped because they didn't get their way. A lot of them just act like some spoiled brats, and that's basically what she was acting like in this position. I'm gonna take a quote from, you know, from Grinch. The bitch was being a strag, and so was her mother. They were doing this so they can get money. That's really all it was. Like, and if you actually go online and like on YouTube, you can actually find this woman's confession. She's a woman now, and her name is Kinnear Rice. You can go online and find her confession, like her actual confession. They set it up just like it was in the movie. He basically pulled her in. They set up a hidden camera. She didn't know she was being recorded, and he had one of his friends act as this advisor. He was asking her questions, and she basically revealed that she never raped him. Her and her mother ended up getting a $1.5 million settlement out of this whole thing. And they basically just, you know, went on with their lives. They pretty much blew all the money for the most part, because like I said, her and her mother were ghetto and ratchet as all hell. She said she had 3 kids. I mean, she was the pure definition of a strag. And she ruined this man's life. And then had the nerve years later to contact him on Facebook, asking to be his friend on Facebook. But it's a good thing that she did, because that was the way to get. That was Pandora's box opening right there for him to try and clear his name. Like this whole thing like literally got me riled up right now. I've never gotten like this on any review that I've ever done for any movie I've ever seen. But this one right here hit me. You know, I take that back. When I did When They See Us, that one got me a little bit too. But I was able to hold back a little bit from that one. But this one kind of like hit. And I knew it was, because this story needed to be told. I remember when I found out about it back in April of this year. And I said to my subscribers listening, y'all need to go see this movie. And I think the thing that I hate the most about it is this movie didn't get as much promotion as I wanted it to get. I think I only saw one commercial about it. One. And that was like last week. So hopefully anybody who's out there listening to my review right now, go see this movie. As a matter of fact, when I went to go see the one I just came out of, I guess it was like a football camp or something like that. And it had a lot of black boys in there. I'm so glad that whoever organized that put that together to come and see this movie, because I hope that they don't end up in that position that he did. He literally had to fight to get back in the NFL, and luckily he did. At the age of 28, he was able to get on the play for the Atlanta Falcons. So he was able to finally live out his dreams, but it was going to be short-lived, because you know you age fast when it comes to athletics, especially in football. If you don't get in at a certain time, that's pretty much it. And this chick that did this to him and her mother, they acted like so nonchalant about it and act like it was nothing. And to this day, this woman and her mother did not face any kind of consequence. It's almost like they got away with murder. But yeah, this movie definitely I'm about to end the video because I can't even finish it, but definitely go see this movie. Probably one of the best ones I've seen this year, and I'm glad that the story was finally told. And to the real Brian Banks and to his family, I'm glad that you finally won. You got justice. You're like a minority in this country because not everybody is able to get this kind of freedom. And in this short amount of time too, because some people go away for years. Some people die in prison and never get the freedom that they need. And you fought, even if you was going to go by yourself, and you did it. But that's really all I have to say. Damn good movie. I would highly suggest that you go see it. And that's pretty much it.